So here's the current state of MAGA. They're saying they just don't care if Trump did terrible things to minors. It doesn't matter to them. Take a look. This guy says, I don't give a single F if Donald Trump was with 17-year-olds in bikinis or if he slept with them. I care about deportations. When I see Indians and Mexicans in my country, I don't think, well, at least Joe Biden wasn't friends with Epstein. I can't believe this is what the MAGA movement has become, openly shrugging off SA of minors. Not arguing it didn't happen, not denying it, not even pretending to be outraged. Just saying that if Trump did terrible things to a 17-year-old against her will, they don't care. This is not politics anymore, that is moral bankruptcy. They've been conditioned to defend anything that Trump does, no matter how obviously evil it is. It's crazy to think these are the same people who have spent years screaming about protecting the children and trying to accuse trans people of grooming them. But when it comes to Donald Trump, the man who was found liable in court for SA and has been proven to be Epstein's best friend, suddenly they don't care. Just think about it. The fact that there are brown people in this country upsets them more than a grown man sleeping with a child.
Hold on. What did you just say about Trump?
I said, Trump's a fucking liar. Inflation's going up. Gas prices hasn't really come down that much. Eggs. Oh, that's the funny one. The eggs. I'm mad. And I'm a MAGA man. Okay? I don't see anything he's done.
So is it safe to say that the illusion has faded?
I think it has, yes. You know, I was for him because, you know, everything he said, you know, he played right into my hands. He just told us everything we wanted to hear.
Yeah.
That's what he did. I can't even stand to look at him because, you know, he's just he's a con. He's a flat ass, nothing but a fucking con. You know, they all the right side, they say, oh yeah, the Biden side was so bad. Well, what's so good about the right side? He brags about doing something with our economy, but I haven't seen anything happen yet. That big beautiful bill is going to add, they say $2.5 trillion. It's going to add about $4 trillion to the debt. The big beautiful bill. Oh, what a joke. Remember what happened in the 80s with trickle-down economics? Yeah. The filthy rich got richer, and us guys that worked for a living paid more taxes. I'm disappointed, for sure. I'm real disappointed.
So have we seen this guy here? So evidently he is a Trump supporter. He voted for Trump all 3 times. And he has a small business where he exports, I guess, wheels from China. And he is upset because the new tariffs that have been...
Hold on for a second. Did you catch that? Because this is what I have been saying and talking about. A lot of people love politics. When it's about us versus them, that's what people love. They want politics to be me versus you. Everybody's sharing everybody. Everybody's wearing ads. Everybody's posting on Facebook. But politics doesn't stop at just the ballot paper. Eventually, it will show up in your paycheck, your grocery bill, your business, your healthcare, and suddenly it will become personal. Now, whether you agree or you do not agree, whether you agree with these people or you don't agree with these people, you cannot deny that these people have real emotions, and these are real emotions of people. Some people are saying that this isn't what I thought he's going to do. This isn't what we expected for him to happen, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I keep saying, because we voted for anybody. So stop thinking about slogan. Think about what happened after election. You don't just say American first by mouth. You say when you say American first, you should mean it, not what you guys are preaching. That's the problem. Okay, let's continue.
Placed on China will drastically hurt his business. So he took to TikTok and complained about that. And then when people said, well, I'm sorry, you fucked around and found out, this is the find out part, he came back on and crying, well, not literally crying, but complaining and whining about how people are taking joy in him and his family suffering. This man is a 3-time Trump supporter. He was aware the tariffs were going to take effect. He just thought that somehow magically Trump would have in place the infrastructure that manufacturing could be switched here to the United States before the tariffs took an effect. So obviously he has no clue what kind of commitment that would take and what kind of time frame that would take. That's not something that was going to happen in the first year of Trump's presidency or any of the years of Trump's presidency. It's going to take a good decade if we truly try to switch manufacturing from overseas back to the United States, and not to mention the cost of goods being manufactured in the United States. So he's on here crying that people are being mean because it's his real family that is suffering. Yet he's aware of the Trump policies enough to know about the tariffs. Then he obviously knew about the attacks on marginalized communities, the attacks on immigrants, the attacks on the trans community, the attacks on the working class, the attack on our Social Security, on our Medicare, our Medicaid.
MAGA have been regretting their vote for Donald Trump, and there's nothing that brings me more joy than seeing these videos, because what the fuck did you think you were voting for?
I just want to say I'm sorry I voted for him, and I thought it was going to help folks like me. Now they done cut off my food stamps, my Medicaid, everything. I don't know how I'm going to eat or pay for my medicine.
I admit, I regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret my vote. I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote.
So grateful that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised us Latinos. It is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be getting immigration. I hate that I voted for him.
Buenas noches.
How am I supposed to explain to my 3-year-old that hurt?
I'm a Latina who voted for Trump, and I am so sorry.
My medication, it runs $20,000 a month without insurance. I make $800 a month. Oh, that will kill me. That would kill my friends. That would kill millions of people in this country if they lose their health care.
I regret my vote 110%.
I voted for Donald Trump. Really started to regret my vote.
I will not be supporting.
Did you know that the areas being most impacted by Donald Trump's government shutdown and programs like SNAP, Head Start, and more expiring is Republican rural areas? Donald Trump is right now screwing over his own voters. And meanwhile, Trump is building a ballroom. He's redoing bathrooms in the White House. And just yesterday, he had a lavish Halloween party, which was Great Gatsby themed, right on the nose if you've read the book, where he and his wealthy billionaire buddy friends had these exotic dinners, these expensive drinks, and waiters bringing them food all night. How do these MAGA voters not realize that Donald Trump is laughing at them? They're the same people who made him wealthy, bought his shoes, his cologne, his trading cards. They're the same people who put him back into power. And now they're the same people who are being screwed over by his disastrous policies. And genuinely, I feel for them. No American child should go hungry because of their political affiliation or how their parents voted. No parent should go hungry because of how they voted. But that's the reality we live in. And it's the reality because of Donald Trump. And we can only hope that they realize it, but I'm not holding my breath. It's so mind-boggling.
You know what's interesting? Every election cycle, people say the same thing. Well, I didn't expect him. I didn't expect it to affect me. I didn't think it will affect me. Why do you not think it will affect you? Why do you not think it will affect you? If a politician says they are going to change immigration, healthcare, tariff, and they're going to change the tax and government spending, and they're going to change this, they're going to remove Medicaid, and why do you somehow think you'll be exempted? Or why would you think you'll be exempted from those consequences when it happens? Why? Because I genuinely don't understand that mindset, whether the policy is good, whether the policy is bad, or one other debate here and there. But you keep believing that it will somehow affect everybody else, but it will not affect you. Why do you get this confused? Why do you guys get so confused to the point that you do not know that what you are doing is affecting the entire country? I made a video yesterday talking about the Medicaid that was cut. You guys are the same people that somehow believe that Medicaid cuts will not affect you. But look at it now. You have kids that are battling with severe illness, but you put your children in those problems. because of your stupid action, because of your stupid decision, and you put your children in this problem. Now their Medicaid is being cut off and you don't know what to do. Our seniors, their Medicaid is cut off, you also don't know what to do. And here you are crying and shouting every time. But you put us in this problem every day and every time. Every time.
Would I still vote for Trump if I knew then what I know now?
I'm going to guess that the answer is yes, but it's not for the reasons that you and I would hope it's for.
Crazy.
But let's watch and see what she says.
Crazy. Very,
I
very
would
crazy.
not vote for Trump again if I had the choice to go back 1 year ago today. And not because I'm disappointed with a lot of the policy or the way things are going, but the cost of that vote and the loss of two people that I love dearly.
So just to be clear, she's not upset because of the policies and the things that are happening. She's not upset that food is actually more expensive, that people are not getting their SNAP benefits, that government is shut down, that people are literally starting to starve and being grabbed off the streets. She's not upset about any of those things, right? Because those things don't affect her directly. But let's find out what she really is upset about.
And now the strain is just unbearable. And I had hoped after a year that things would kind of smooth over and calm down, but it's just not getting better. And the pain of it is a lot. So I know some people will say, well, that's what you get for voting for Trump and blah, 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 blah. But I'm heartbroken over the relationship loss. And so
And there it is. She only cares because she was affected in a negative way. Because her friends, two people that were really close to her, said, I can't be friends with you anymore. And that makes total sense. Because no, we do not want to be friends with you. We cannot agree to disagree on human rights. We cannot be friends if you literally vote against my personal freedom, or you vote for someone who's going to physically, mentally, or emotionally harm me or someone I love. We cannot be friends if you support an administration that calls a huge part of our population an infestation or an enemy within. Because when you do that, you create legislation that harms those people that you say you love. But yet, I looked at your whole video. I watched your whole video. You do not care that it's affecting them. You only care that it affects you. And that's the problem with Trump supporters. All my love.
Somebody to tell me they're lying right now because of what the do you mean that I'm not going to get my SNAP benefits? What the do you mean?
We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program. Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding, and they're not able to pay out on the stuff that we completed or anything going forward.
Beyond betrayal. They used us during the campaign. The elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
I mean, you're an educator. You didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds.
No, I did not vote for that. I do not think that's what the voters want. If we have federal cuts, then that's going to mean bigger classroom sizes. I would lose teachers, first and foremost. It's devastating.
MAGA was okay when Donald Trump mocked a disabled reporter and bragged about essaying women. MAGA had no problem when Donald Trump sent his followers to attack the Capitol building on January the 6th and attempt to murder elected officials. They didn't care that he tried to steal the 2020 election. 34 felony counts didn't mean a thing to them. Concentration camps, illegally detaining people, murdering American citizens on the streets, his subordinates taking hundreds of millions of dollars and wasting them on swanky private jets, TV commercials glamorizing themselves, personal travel on the public dime. MAGA wasn't bothered by any of that, even when he promised us no new wars and then attacked 7 other countries his first year back in office, and then started a new forever war in the Middle East that has gotten Americans killed. They still loved him. But now, suddenly, MAGA has decided it's had enough of Donald Trump. And what was the line in the sand he crossed? What was the bridge too far? The price of gas rose above $4 a gallon. That's what triggered MAGA. The endless lies, the theft, the crime, the misery and destruction, not just here in the United States, but around the world, none of that stuff mattered to MAGA. All they cared about was gas being $1 a gallon higher than it had been before. MAGA has no morals. It has no principles. It stands for nothing except greed. And what does the good book say about people who care about nothing but money? MAGA is a failure. It's a failure of the heart, a failure of the mind, but most importantly, a failure of the soul. What a miserable group of people.
Let me ask you all something. Is this buyer remorse or is this the reality now setting in? Because those are two different things. It is easy to support an idea in theory. It is a whole different conversation when the idea starts to affect your own family, start to affect your own town, start to affect your own life, start to affect your medical bills, start to affect your own business. That's when politics stop being about entertainment. It starts being about your future. That's when it becomes your actual life. I'm not laughing at these people's struggle. I'm not saying that it's good that they're going through what they're going through. I never said it. But what interests me the most is how often people say, nobody told me this would happen. Cut the fuck up. Shut up. Who told you nobody told you this will happen? You knew this will happen when you started carrying. Oh, look at what happened with nurses for Trump. You knew this would happen. You knew this would happen. You knew it. So shut the fuck up and stop capping rubbish here. Yes, you knew this. Every time you guys keep saying, nobody told us this will happen. Nobody said this will happen. But it's happening. So shut the fuck up.
I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but a lot of people are saying they're leaving MAGA now and they're angry at Trump. And I'm like, why? All of a sudden, they're talking about the Iran war and Trump getting involved. Some people are complaining that the groceries, inflation, gas prices, the economy pretty much has not improved. Like Trump promised day one, he was going to lower everything, make all your dreams come true, all the bullshit. So a lot of people are realizing that the economy is not improving. I mean, I don't know what you MAGAs do when you go to the grocery store. You look the other way, pretend that the prices aren't going up for the most things, the most items. A few items have gone down, but not significantly where you can say, wow, I can really feel in my wallet that things are improving. So I guess the last straw for MAGA was the war. That Trump might be getting into a war and MAGA can handle it, can stand it, because they don't want another war. And Trump promised no wars. But you MAGAs were okay when he said, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Jimmy goes to school. 4 days later, he comes back with an operation and he's now Julie. All these lies, you guys were okay with it. So you're okay. I mean, you're leaving MAGA. You're abandoning Trump. You're mad at Trump. But you're still racist? You're still homophobic? Xenophobic?
Then this is why I keep telling people, don't become a fan of a politician. Do not become a fan of a politician. Seriously, because you can vote for whoever you think has the better policy, but becoming a fan is where there's going to be a problem. Because when they keep telling you that you are doing the wrong thing, this person's policy and decision will affect the country at large, you would disagree, you will fight them, you will fight it tooth and nail. You would defend everything they do. But when you are just a voter that you like this person and you don't like the same person's decision, or you like this person's opinion, you like this person, you know that, okay, this is democracy. Nobody gets it right every time. But you, these fucking MAGAs, Trump is doing rubbish and you guys keep supporting it. And the only time you speak up is when it has finally affected you yourself. That's why we're having this conversation. That's why this conversation matters. That's why it matters. We keep saying this every time, man.
Can you believe this? The worst 100 days of any president ever. He is a traitor to us. He's a traitor to the country. He's a traitor to the world. And if anybody voted for him, you're a fucking traitor too. So get off your ass and start thinking about what you're going to be suffering through for the rest of your lives and your grandkids, your children, everybody in the world.
Do you still think Trump cares about America?
I don't even know what to say at this point. I really don't. I think he is disconnected from the people in the United States that matter. I do. The
Who are
people
those
that
people?
need help, the people that need help with groceries, the people that need help with gas, the people that need better housing, that need better insurance.
Mm.
Why is he not helping us? Why is he not helping us?
He never cared. He grifted you. He gave you all of these promises and then never delivered because the ultimate goal was to fucking pillage his own people. He is stealing from us every day and he lied to you. And now all of those lies are like seeping in and you're realizing like, oh shit, he doesn't care about us. He never did.
In the beginning, when he was first elected, the border. He has closed the border. We're doing better there, that's for sure. That's one thing I keep coming back to, and then I go, what's something else?
I'm a realtor in Southern Orange County, and the tides are changing politically a little bit. So my office, just like many real estate offices, tends to be pretty MAGA leaning. That's just kind of where a lot of realtors fall. So in my office in particular, a couple months ago, when it was brought up that Trump was going to fire Jerome Powell because he refused to, be bullied into dropping the interest rate despite how the economy was going, our sales manager, whenever it got brought up, was like, good, hope they do it. She real quick with that one. And then they would ask everybody, what's this year going to be like? And they're like, this is going to be the best year ever. Trump is amazing. He is going to bring down that interest rate. We're going to have so many buyers. Houses are going to be flying off. And their sales manager would get up there and she's like, I just want you guys to know this is going to be the busiest year. This is going to be the busiest year you guys have had. You guys are all going to be so busy. And they're like, yeah, he's doing great. He's doing everything. And then he would do things like whenever he talked about the credit card thing, like capping out that interest rate, and where he talked about getting rid of institutional housing, which, by the way, would be great. I'll give him that. That one would be good. And he talked about, doing like some other things. This woman in our office was like, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do if he does that? What's going to happen? What are we going to do? What? And I said, hey, why don't we wait till he does it? And then we'll have these conversations because he says a lot. And she goes, he does a lot.
U.S. farmers are starting to regret their vote for Trump. From beekeepers to soybean to hay producers, all of them are starting to say, I never thought that voting for Trump 3 times would result in me losing tens of thousands of dollars. A beekeeper out of North Carolina says, yeah, I proudly voted for Trump all 3 times. I flew flags for him and put signs for him in the yard. But now I'm out tens of thousands of dollars due to lost federal funding and tariffs, so I cannot export my products, my honey and my wax, to other countries like I could before, and nobody's buying it in the United States. Hay producers in Idaho and Utah that export alfalfa hay to China are now seeing 135% tariffs put on their product, and all of a sudden, they don't have anywhere to ship it. They held it all winter in hopes of sending it off to China in the spring, and now China's not willing to buy. Soybean producers are once again being hit harder than they were in the first Trump administration, and China, for its part, has diversified where it pulls these products from, with Brazil becoming the #1 soybean exporter, and other countries picking up the slack for honey, for beeswax, and for hay around the world. Now, China's doing a great job diversifying, and the United States has relied on exports to China for so long that its farmers are going to just continue to suffer. Once again, the majority of them voted for Trump, and now they're finding out.
Now, after watching all this clip, I have one question I want to ask you guys. What exactly did you people expect? I'm genuinely asking, because if a candidate spent months talking about changing immigration, talking about cutting down our spendings, talking about Medicare, talking about restructuring the government and imposing tariff, saying things like, oh, Canada, for instance, has been the one surviving on us. What do you expect? Should we expect this policy to affect real people? That's what you ask yourself. That's why we have elections. This is why we have elections, to know whether the choices we make are good choices or these are the choices we have to live with, because the consequence is going to be great. This is exactly what I voted for. Others will say, I didn't realize that it will end like this. I'll be affected like this. But here is what I want to know from you. After watching all this clip, do you think that these people are experiencing consequences that they should have expected? Or do you think something completely different happened? Let me hear your answers in the comment section, because I'm really curious to hear from you and what you have to say, because these guys have really messed this country up like big time.